Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm a contemporary singing specialist based in Australia, and today I am checking out the one, the only Will Ramos with his one take playthrough of And I Return to Nothingness. Now, I have not heard this song before, so it'll be a new song for me, but I'm very keen to also see how he pulls off the amazing sounds that he does live. Very, very keen. Let's do this.
From the earth we will rise like an inevitable face. The undeniable truth that there's a life return to the earth. From the road of destruction to the moment of darkness. The earth will praise it just for a moment. The rivers will run, drivers will run. Rappers left in the wake of the lightning. The heroes will be burning. SQS, Desert
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. He is so relaxed physically. I don't see any strain through his neck. And in fact, it's so cool to be able to see him this close because you can see what he's doing with his tongue at times with it pushing forward on certain sounds and the shape of his mouth opening and his jaw for certain sounds. I think it's when he's making that more Smeagolly Gollum sound that he gets this particular. It's almost like his jaw is pulled back in a particular position so his tongue can move forward. That's so cool to be able to see that. But mostly his neck is isn't popping. Like there's no strain. It just seems like the sound is just using him as a medium, it's just traveling through him. Like there doesn't seem, not saying that lots of hard effort and work doesn't go into this kind of technique. In fact, usually by the time people hit this particular point, they've put in the time and done things to make sure that their technique either feels or looks this easy. Like it's very true when they say like a professional makes something that is difficult look simple or look easy. He is making this look like anybody can do this, and that's amazing. He looks so relaxed. This neck is just like he's got a pretty cool tattoo coming across here, but you can still see that there's no popping and it doesn't look like there's any redness that's kind of creeping up into his face as he makes these sounds, like signs of overworking not present. Not present at all, and his shifts between what sound like a false fold scream when he's like nice and low up into this schmeagly like fry sound. He does it really quickly, which of course is an adjustment internally, going from having the vocal folds open to having them closed so you can create that fry scream because it buzzes up through them. Like small little coordinations, but he does them so smoothly. It gives this feeling of effortlessness when you're listening to it. Also, I'm really enjoying the instrumentation on this. I haven't heard this song, but I was digging the organ like sound in the beginning. I love the balance between what sounds like choir and an organ type sound. I kind of like this whole gothic feeling to it because it's got things like the choir and the organ, and it's super melodic actually at times on what's happening in the instrumentation. So I am actually really enjoying this. We're going to keep going. I didn't know where to stop then. I think that's the longest I've ever not paused upon first listening to something. 2 whole minutes. Who are you? Clearly fake Julia's in town. But no, I was just amazed at how relaxed he is physically, like listening to this kind of stuff. I mean, I know that Elizabeth had done an interview with him on his process for learning, so I think I might need to go and check that out and like re-listen to certain sections to see if that like learning process of how did you get from one point to another so you wind up here looking that relaxed and effortless. I mean, great stuff. Definitely what you want to be looking for, because there are lots of singing teachers who might go, "Oh, the sound sounds like it would hurt you." It's like, yeah, but if you look at them physically, the traditional signs of tension are not there. If the sound you're producing does not require extreme amounts of tension to produce said sounds, then I personally don't really see an issue with it. And tension can be heard orally, but can also be seen physically. Anyway, we're gonna keep going.
Leave the cinders. Let me again. When everything is withered, that's all my final breath. Shut my eyes as the roses dead. The fire and lowest burn again. Right through the
So that's I think that's the most I've seen him stick his tongue out in this entire time. Will, does the tongue actually help with these sounds? Because I've seen it crop up a few times now, particularly when he's going to that like it's almost not as high as the Schmiegel sound that I heard before, but that like goblin-y Schmiegel sound that we get there. Yeah, I didn't realize that the tongue moving forward, what would that be doing internally? Look, I guess it would depend what the root of the tongue is doing. Oh god, too much to think about. Too much to think about. Also, the range. His lows sound like they come from the pit of hell. I guess that might be the point. Anyway, let's keep going. God, you guys can see that adjustment through his jaw, right? It's moving down and then forward as he's descending in pitch. So he's using external movements to change shape internally, which I mean, it's done with that tension. If it works, it works. Damn. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt this little fry scream schmiggle moment here. I find the guitarist in this band, even I had this impression the first time I listened to the Hellfire. I find his solos to be really melodic. Like, I feel like you could so easily take parts of his solos and just write lyrics to them, and it would make perfect sense as a melody. I also particularly enjoyed the moments where he allowed like certain pitches to kind of ring out, and he would like do a fast passage and then it would ring out again. It's hard for me to describe because I'm not a guitarist, but um, we do a similar thing sometimes improvising in jazz where you want a tension point, but you don't want to kind of leave the audience hanging. You kind of have to fully execute musical ideas, and often you wind up evolving or building on them. But if there's something the audience can recognize that's going to leap out and return, then it actually makes the other either faster stuff or rhythmically complicated things even more enjoyable because it's almost like you have the thing to cling to, the thing that blows your mind, and then you're back to stability. And you can do this in a very short period of time, but it genuinely makes the soloing more engaging. I think it also demonstrates more musicianship because it basically means you've taken an idea, evolved it, continued to evolve it. And I get similar vibes with this kind of solo. And it could be the case with other kinds of guitar solos, but I find him particularly melodious. And I enjoy that there is some structure, or at least the way he executes his ideas have some stable points so that when you listen to it, you feel like you can be a part of it. It doesn't just wipe you out. Like it's just so many notes you can't cling to anything. I like these little points where it's like, yes, recognizable repetition of something so that the rest of this solo is just something I can sit in and chill and I don't feel like I'm being like just assaulted with lots and lots and lots of notes as fast as you can possibly play them, even if they don't make musical sense and there's no actual building through them. Like I like his solos. I should have just said that. God. His sustains. Oh, the choir layer. Yes, the modulation. Wow. Just small enjoyable things that leap out to me upon a first listen that make it enjoyable for me musically, but also just vocally. We're having a wild time.
And there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you guys listen to the next one. But I hope you guys enjoyed the EP. And we got a whole LP coming soon. So if you like what you're hearing, get ready. Keep listening to Lorna Shore.
At the end, I thought he was going to start rapping just because naturally, or maybe it's his natural musicianship, but he just started to sit in the rhythm over the music. You're about to start dropping bars there, Will. This was certainly an interesting experience being able to see him just so casually and effortlessly execute things that in a performance environment, because I've mostly watched people perform when they're like at concerts and stuff, when they're using their harsh vocals in a live setting. So part of the physical engagement is not just what they need for their voice, but also what they do for the crowd, in order to keep the energy up. Because I mean, his ability to perform this with like zero body tension is incredible. But of course, in a crowd environment, you're probably going to need to do some other things physically in order to engage whoever's watching you. But yeah, really cool to be able to see what he's doing. Like, it's more close up because to the Hellfire, I couldn't really see much of his face at all, except for a few moments where that like downcast light was like hitting a side of his face. But in this, I could kind of see a hell of a lot more, including how he was using his articulators, namely the jaw and the tongue. I thought that was really, really cool. And again, those switches from things that use more false fold into a fry scream, it almost sounded like in one moment there was some true fold action happening. I feel like I got some more pitch presence. But no, this was great. I love being able to watch people who are efficient enough that their baseline is like complete relaxation when they're singing. And then, of course, you can bring all that good performance enhancing connection with audience energy. Yay, this is the best concert ever type of vibe to your physical performance in that space. So it is pretty cool to see how someone physically can change depending on what space they're in, but also that they're able to perform this in such a relaxed physical setup. Like that's really cool to see. And just from a pedagogy standpoint, I really like seeing that because usually what I'm advising clients and students is you kind of want to have a relaxed baseline. You don't want to have to utilize excess tension to achieve a particular sound every single time. You kind of want to get it to a point of efficiency where theoretically you can make all of these sounds completely relaxed. It might not have the exact same emotional intensity as when you're performing it live and you're engaging with people, but to have that as your baseline for your technical skill set, just so that you know that if you have to, you can always pull back to physical engagement without sacrificing what's going to come out vocally. And it also sounds like at the end we have new music coming. Is that what he said?
Hopefully you guys listen to the next one, but I hope you guys enjoyed the EP, and we got a whole LP coming soon, so if you like what you're hearing, get ready. Keep
I'm keen for this LP. I'm keen as a bean. Let's listen to the LP when it comes out. That will be fun because I love the musical ideas and his vocal approach. Kind of it like blows my mind just how much he's able to get out of one instrument so fluidly and easily. Anyways, that's where I'm going to leave that one today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, click the subscribe button and the bell notification beside it for more just like this one. As usual, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye. Part of me now just wants to hear what he'd be like rapping. Do a rap. Nah, I don't know. I don't know. Do a rap. I want to hear it. I don't know if that's his bag. Ears peeled for that. But as usual, oh, I completely that up.